Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. Today is freezer meal making day once again. So last week I did breakfast freezer meals, filled my little freezer over here. This is full of breakfast freezer meals right there. So today I'm going to focus on chicken, mainly poultry dinners or dinner lunch meals for our family. So normally when I do these videos, which I only do big freezer meals a few times a year because I don't need freezer meals all the time. Let me share this. Some will just tune in for these videos and they'll say, don't you ever eat fresh vegetables, or there's no vegetables in these mixtures? That's because this is just part of it. This is part of it that helps make my life easier. We are a big family. We have home-based businesses. We're active in our church. We're active in our community. We have a lot going on. So certain times a year, especially through the fall, winter months, life gets busy and I'm very tempted to purchase processed foods. And I do. It's not that I don't. We eat boxed macaroni and cheese. Yeah, you know that. I'll buy chicken patties, or we'll just grab something real quick to eat because it's easier, just like most people do. So having freezer meals is going to go, all right, don't just go out to eat. There's plenty of food. Just plan ahead and take it out so you can eat it. So that is why we are doing these. So sometimes I do these videos and they're like all day and I get everything done. And you can do that. You can take all day. Not if you have little ones, not if you have babies. Do not do that to yourself. My kids, my youngest is 9. When I started doing freezer meals, like where I cook all day and get it done, my kids are old. They're not little. I don't have babies. I don't have toddlers. You can do freezer meals. And if you have little ones, just break it up how you do it. I remember doing it and I would designate like a bake day. And then that one day a week, I would take and make extra egg burritos and put those in the freezer. Or I'd make extra dinner and put a couple in the freezer. You do what you can do. Don't watch this video and go, oh my goodness, I'm a failure because I can't do 35 dinners in a day. Right now, I'm having 0 distractions. No one's going to bother me. My children are self-sufficient. I can do this. So don't be hard on yourself. This is just for ideas for you. So things that you need for freezer meal making days is I like to use plastic bags and tin pans. You can use reusables if you like. I have found the reusable bags. What happens is they have that little lip where you zip them shut. And if they don't get completely dry, because sometimes it's impossible to get something in there, especially if you're doing a lot of them, then they mold easily. I don't like that, so because then that gets in your food. So we take our freezer bags and usually we hang them up in my pantry here. You guys see I have clothespins hooked in there, so we'll wash them out, hang them up that way. So that works for us. So I have, let me go this way. So I have my stuff out over here. So I've got these ones right here. I like this size for certain. We're not doing it for all of them, but just some of them to do this. This is also real quick because Thanksgiving is coming up, isn't it? Usually I post my Thanksgiving video after Thanksgiving because I film and then post a week later because that works easy for me. Get these for Thanksgiving for your dinners. It's great to have it in pretty dishes, all your sides, all that stuff. But guess what? You got to wash all those dishes, especially after you sleep in the kitchen all day. So get these containers to make your life easier. You can stick them in the refrigerator if you have to. I mean, because unless it's like squishy beans, but trust me, it'll make your life easier. I remember getting these going, wow, I can just throw those away. And that's okay. That's okay to do once in a while. So I have those, and I'm going to make chicken pot pie. I went to get pie tins. We don't have any pie plates in our home. We have so many children. So whenever I make pies, it's a big pan of it, not small. So I don't know, but now we're smaller sized. We only have 7 kids at home, so I might buy some pie plates this year. We'll see. But anyways, I went to buy like the tinfoil pie tins, and they were just real thin. I didn't see the thick ones, so I ended up getting more of a cake pan. I'm gonna do chicken pot pie here. You need freezer bags. I have quart and gallon over there. And then something you really need that I hide in my secret stash right here because it is an item that gets used in my household a lot, a Sharpie marker. Hide this in here unless my kids see my videos. They do not know it's there because once in a while they're always like, do you have a marker, Mom? No, I don't have a marker. I do theirs. So I actually just had to pick some of these up. Sharpie marker to mark on your bags. You don't have to. You can just put them in the freezer. But myself, I'm really good at knowing what's in there. There is plenty of times where I open up something going, oh, that's pumpkin, or oh, that's tomato sauce, or oh, that's chicken, or having no idea what the food is. So get yourself a Sharpie marker to write things on. So, all right, my list today, we are doing chicken-based dinners. I purchased, if you see my grocery haul this week, purchased, I think 9 packages of chicken? I feel like it's 9 packages of chicken, maybe it's 8, it's 9. But I counted up, I went through my recipes, I made a list of all the foods that we're gonna make right here. All chicken based for right now. And then I went through each one and figured how many pieces of chicken for each one I would need. Then I looked on Walmart's website, kind of figured how many pieces were in a package based on the picture, and that is how I ordered my package of chicken. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit more, a little bit less. So I have already cooked all my chicken yesterday and pulled out the raw stuff because that takes time. You can do it all in one day too, but for myself today, I have a busy day in the afternoon, so I'm gonna try to get all this done this morning. I'm hoping so. So I took all the time yesterday. I didn't film any of it because I didn't. I know, sometimes I do. So here's my chicken right here. What I did is I took chicken chunks. I took the chicken breast, cut off all the fatty, yucky stuff, and then cut up chunks here. Cook this in, I put olive oil in the pan, I put spices on it. I actually have Kinder Buttery Steakhouse. I know it's steak, but it goes good on chicken. So I used that. I used some onion. I used some garlic. That's how I cook this. This is shredded chicken. I actually had a bottle of Italian dressing left in my refrigerator. So I poured that in the pressure cooker and then put some of that Kinder spice in there, onions, and pressurized it. I had to do it 3 times because I filled it to the top. I think in each of my pressure cookers, I put 11 chicken breasts. There's about 11, 22. And then I put a little bit of water in each one with the spices, and I turned it on. The poultry is sitting high. I think it's 25 minutes. I did that once, and it cooks it. I did it again. It cooks a little bit softer, but then I did it again. It cooks it super soft. I guess I could just set it at 90 minutes, right? I think I should probably do that next time, but that's okay. So this is cooked here. And then this one right here, this was cooked in the pan of these where the bottom pan had a little bit of burnt chicken, which is okay, but that's why it's darker. This is ground chicken. I watched Kimberly Watt, and she was showing how to make ground chicken just by putting a chicken breast in the food processor. I'm like, why did we never think of that? Like, hello. So I ground up a few chicken breasts. I think I did 4. There's 2 in here and 2 in here. So my meat is ready to go. And then I do have some in my refrigerator that's raw because there was a couple of recipes where I'm gonna do them raw. Why did I cook all of it when I can just cook it on the day? Because a lot of these meals, if you put raw chicken in it, which is fine, when you go to cook it, it just has a little bit more, I don't know, the watery, the sliminess. So I cooked them beforehand because this takes time. This does. So basically I'm putting together meals and it's gonna be more like a convenience food out of the freezer. Pretty much almost already prepared. So whatever you wanna do, you do you. This is how I did it this time just to make it easier. I wanna cut down on the amount of cooking time. So if you cook one time big, it cuts down on it. Now, like a lot of these meals, like let me look at something here. Let's say we're gonna be doing chicken lo mein packets. So instead of making all the chicken lo mein out, the sauce, the veggies, and the noodles, I'm just gonna do the sauce, the meat, and this, that's it. And the veggies, and the veggies, and then put them in bags. When we go to cook them, all you do is cook pasta and put a bag in it. Make it easy that way. So I do cook, do I have any pasta? I don't think I have any pasta. There might be a couple in here that has pasta, but for the most part, I don't freeze pasta. Pasta frozen, short term is okay. You just have to be careful. You just have to make sure it's covered really good in liquid. It's not bad. It's just not, if it stays in your freezer for a while, it just gets smushier. So if you're gonna make a dish like we're making Chickenetti today, which is chicken spaghetti. So what I'm gonna do is make all the sauce in that, put that in the freezer, so when I go to cook it, all I do is boil pasta and add the sauce pack. That's how we're gonna do it. I think there's one in here that we do. No, there's actually not. There's a Spanish style chicken, but we're actually not adding the pasta. So I don't think I'm adding, let me look before I say this. No, I had to double check. There is nothing that we're adding pasta to at all. So there's going to be some that we add rice to. There's going to be a jambalaya. I'm not going to cook the rice. I'm just going to put in there raw and then cook it like in my pressure cooker. So you can, again, you can freeze rice and then put in there, but you just have to make sure it's covered. If you make a pan of something, like say fried rice, then make sure that you take it out and let it thaw completely and then heat it up. So I just like doing them this way. That's, for me, it makes the closest to a fresh meal versus like softer noodles or softer rice. Not that it's horrible, it's just, I feel like it's better that way. So got that? Okay, all my little tips and tricks, hopefully I add some more in there. I'm just gonna start making. I'm gonna put all the recipes on the screen for you and then just start putting them together. All I'm doing is compile them together, stack in my freezer. They're just gonna, basically I'm making not freezer meals, I'm making convenience food bases because I'm gonna be adding these to other things. All right, we're just gonna start. You guys ready? All right, let's go have a wonderful day making chicken-based freezer meals. Let's go. First what I'm gonna do is, it's a chicken, black bean, corn, enchilada casserole, I guess I call it. My girlfriend Tammy gave this recipe to me. The only difference is it originally has enchilada sauce. That's something we don't like. I don't know why, we just don't. So I'm gonna substitute a little bit of diced tomatoes, and then I'm gonna add tomato bouillon. I know, probably not the same, but we just don't really care for that little bit of flavor. So I have 2 bags here. I'm gonna make 2 batches, really easy. I'm gonna drain my black beans and my corn. I'll put the recipe on the screen. I'm just gonna mix it all together in the bowl just to taste the taste, just to make sure I've got it mixed up right, and then put it in a bag, put it in the freezer, really easy. Another tip is put a trash bag. Let me show you. This will help huge because you're gonna be throwing away a lot of things. Take a trash bag. I mean, bring your trash can over here too. I just feel like this works really good. Just like that. Put your trash in it that way. It'll save you a little bit. So, okay, I'm just gonna I'm doing 2 batches, so I'm gonna mix them both up just to make it easier for myself. Definitely needed a bigger bowl, so okay, but keep going, mix it in. I rinse my rice, makes it better. It doesn't make it as gummy if you put it in your mixture. I've got 2 dinners done here. I wrote on the package how much water to add because I very well will forget how much to add. So I've already got my tomato base in there. I added a little bit of, this wasn't on the original recipe, but it's tequila lime rub from Kinder's. It tastes really good. So that's in here. These are going in the freezer. Start freezing. Just take all the air out and smush them down. All right, 2 meals done. The next one I'm gonna mix up is pesto tortellini. This is really, really good. It has dairy. I try to avoid a lot of dairy meals. We have a couple that don't do good with dairy, so we don't always make, but I always have an alternative for it. But this is a really good dinner. And so I remember making this, I think my last freezer meal, and everybody loved it. Basically, you put in your casserole here, you're gonna put some chicken and tortellini. You're gonna use Alfredo sauce, pesto sauce, and cheeses. It's really good. It's really, really good. I put the recipe on the screen, just mix it up, put it in your casserole. And you can even freeze this, and it does freeze really well. Just thaw it completely and then bake it in the oven. So good. Pesto, Alfredo, tortellini. When you see me put dried garlic in there, it's because I ordered garlic through my grocery pickup this week and they forgot it. And then I was gonna go back and get some, and I'm like, I have minced and dried garlic. This is garlic pepper. It'll be fine. So use whatever you can. Let's mix this up. Okay, so I just added, what happened is I had pistachio pesto. There was a little bit left over in my freezer and I thawed this, so I tasted it, I was like, wait a minute, it tastes more like a nut. So I did buy basil pesto, so I did add a scoop of this to it just to give it more of that basil-y flavor. So whatever one you want. I just was like, no, that's not the taste I'm looking for. It's all good, keep mixing. Now I will tell you how to make that enchilada casserole. The first one I mixed up, that you can serve on corn tortillas or flour tortillas. Very easy, or you can eat it plain. Just heat it up. That's all you do is put in the pressure cooker to heat it and cook the rice. The pesto Alfredo, all you do is let it thaw completely. It's better to let the casserole thaw completely. Get that little bit of that moisture. Just bake in the oven until it's bubbly, about 350, probably about 30 minutes, and that's all you need for that one. The next one I'm gonna mix up is jambalaya. This is really simple. I know it's not official and the real one, but this is the way that I make it, that our family enjoys. We had one of my husband's workers at his job years ago gave it to us, and I was like, this is really good. And they just use chicken and kielbasa, because I can't do shrimp. So we just add the chicken kielbasa, rice, tomatoes, peppers. I gotta chop some peppers. Chop some peppers, and then use some Cajun seasoning. Really simple. I'll put the recipes on the screen. The next one I'm gonna do is garlic, chicken, and broccoli. So what I'm gonna do is usually I have a Gather Your Fragment Friday and I make a food for the weekend. One of these I'm gonna save for the weekend and the other one I'm gonna make and put in the freezer. So you have to, I'm using frozen broccoli. You can use fresh broccoli, but the only thing I'm using like fresh is carrots. So if I freeze these, they might turn a little bit brown. So I'm going to saute enough for 2 recipes real quick over here. And then I'll add the partially cooked ones to my bowl for my freezer meal, and then the rest I'll cook over there. I'll show you. It's really easy, Chinese-y, delicious mixture. Let's put the recipe on the screen. All right, that was a job for a small knife. I should have got out my small one, but that's okay, I didn't. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cook this over here for a few minutes, and then I'll mix up, I'll put the recipe on the screen of what I'm gonna add together, but I'm just gonna cook it over here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm mixing both over here. So over here I just added my frozen broccoli. In my bowl here is what's gonna be the freezer meal, so I'm gonna add the rest of my broccoli. It's 4 cups of fresh, but I'm just gonna use that half a bag of that, and I've already got my chicken cooked. So that's gonna cook. I'm just gonna put everything here so I can keep showing you on the screen. This one is cooking over here. Looks good. This is the liquid to add to this after this is heated up. So I'm just gonna make sure it gets sauteed, cooked, and then I'll add that liquid to it. So now, and then you can add some cornstarches on the screen too. You can add that when it's all done to thicken it. But what I'm gonna do is mix up my liquid for the packet. Now it's 4 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups of chicken broth. I'm using chicken bouillon instead. So I'm gonna add what I would do for the 3 cups, but not add the 3 cups of liquid. So on my bag I wrote add 3 cups of liquid. So that way it doesn't have to take up too much of my freezer. And I was very frugal. It says 1 can of water chestnuts. These were $1.99 for a tiny can. There's only a few that really like that, so I didn't want to spend $4 worth of water chestnuts. It's gonna go in the garbage. So I just split that between the two. So I'm gonna mix up in here what I'm gonna put in my freezer bag. That's really good. That you're gonna serve over rice. So this is a meal for me to have in our family this weekend. So the rest is gonna go in the freezer, which I already put in the freezer. We're gonna move on to the next one. Next one I'm gonna put together is Korean chicken lettuce wraps. We do these, it's really simple and easy. I'm just gonna put everything in a bag. I'm gonna do a smaller bag here. So everything I'll put in here, I'll just put it all together, and then when you go to serve it, get your lettuce leaf, use some cooked rice and a little bit of chicken on top. It's really, really good. All you gotta do is heat this mixture up. Real simple recipe on the screen. Okay, the next one I'm gonna do is chicken and chickpea, but I'm not gonna do any chicken. So this is the only vegan dish I'm gonna do today. And the reason I'm gonna do it is because normally it has chicken in it. I think it's, okay, people are gonna get on me because it might be the wrong one, but I think, is it chana masala? Is that how you say it? Basically, but they put chicken, or maybe there's one that you don't put chicken in, I don't know. Anyways, this recipe is like a curry. As chicken, chickpeas, spices. I'm using onion, curry, turmeric, and cumin. I don't know, but you're supposed to like do tomatoes and chop them up. I don't have any of that. See what I'm doing? I'm taking my diced tomatoes, I'm gonna drain them. I know, probably totally against everything, but this is a freezer meal put together. I remember the flavors. I made it in my last freezer meal thing and it was really good. So only one with chickpeas, but you can add chicken to this recipe. I'll put the recipe on the screen. Please correct me on what the correct terminology or whatever this is even called, or even if this is a, you know, real recipe. Okay, let's mix it up. Okay, so the only thing I'm trying to remember the recipe I did before. The only thing I would do differently is I would not drain the tomatoes. Yeah, use fresh ones if you can, but if you don't, that's okay. So I'm just gonna put it in my bag here, not show you that. So I would just do, shake. Don't drain your tomatoes, because I added a little bit of water in here, I know. Do as I say, not as I do. This is gonna go in a bag. So I would serve this with rice, and then I would do a little bit of sour cream to kind of cut that heat on there. Is that authentic? I don't know. Is it? Please let me know. It's just the way we made it before. And it was yummy. So this is, we had chicken last time, but I'm just going to do chickpeas because it's more of like a Brooklyn, and I like this kind of thing. So Indian chicken minus the chicken with chickpeas. All right, let's clean up. Okay, my kids are on like an Asian kick where they really like just simple like lo mein noodles, ramen noodles. So I am going to take and mix up and saute a few veggies. So I'm going to take some carrots here, some red pepper, and I got bok choy, that's what this is called. No, it's not actually bok choy. Bok choy they didn't have, so this was the alternative. Help me out here because I have no idea. Oh, Napa. They said this was Chinese cabbage. So we're gonna use this as well. And then instead of like slicing cabbage, I have tricolored coleslaw. That's okay because I'm gonna use this up. So I'm just gonna saute that a little bit just to get it, you know, sauteed. And then I'm gonna put those in individual bags with the chicken, and then I'll add the lo mein sauce on top. It's easy. I'll put the recipe on the screen. It's just to make it so we can just grab one up, cooked pasta. It's an easy. So what I'm gonna do is saute these individually just to get them like just kind of cooked a little bit so they retain their color. So over here with some olive oil, do the carrots first and I'll cut up some more. So now I'm going to put my packets together. This is going to be something, I'm going to put the vegetables in here. and on the bottom. And then I'm actually gonna put the chicken in a sandwich bag and put it on top. After I'll pour the sauce and the veggies and then put this on top, because Brooklyn is not eating meat, but she really likes this dish. And so that way when we heat it up, we'll just heat the veggies up with the pasta, and then we'll add the chicken on separate. That way she can have it too, because I know that she would eat this really good. So just put these veggies in the bag, and here's my sauce. This was actually from one of my viewers. What's her name? Hey 113406 gave me this recipe, and this is really good. So I'm just gonna pour this on top. It's delicious. Eat it with any kind of pasta. Angel hair pasta if you can't get like two in an Asian store. Real simple. These are great. Look at, sauce is right in there with the veggies. All we gotta do is heat this away. We just cook the pasta, take this out. I dump this in the pan with the pasta. I'd probably just heat that up separately, and then they can put it on top. That's awesome. Okay, I've got 5 of these because we like these. Moving on. The next one I'm gonna do is, I think you say it, Tikka masala. I remember watching Jessa Duggar, and she bought these packs off Amazon. It was for this Tikka masala. I bought them, and they were so spicy. Couldn't even eat them. So, not bad, the flavor is just so spicy. So I found my own version that's not so spicy. I'm gonna put the recipe on the screen, just mix it all together in the bowl here, give it a little taste, make sure it's good. Put it in a pack. You can, I already have the cooked chicken, you don't have to, you can do it, cook it in the pressure cooker, having the raw chunks. I'm just doing the cooked chunks with the spices. It's gonna be delicious. That tastes really good. That's a really good. I got coconut. What did I buy? Let me show you the kind. At the Asian market, I got this one. The coconut creams. Boy, this was really good coconut in there. All right, so then what I did, because I'm getting down to my chicken chunks here, so I went through to see what else I have to make with this. So it's sweet and sour chicken, and the other thing is going to be a spicy green curry chicken. So that was good. So then I can know, oh, I need more chicken chunks. So that's good. All right, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, freezer, and then we'll mix the next one up. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is a chicken curry. This was from a long time ago. One of my viewers, IDIT-GR. She said it's a great Thai chicken recipe, and it's basically, she said 2 tablespoons of spicy green curry. I'm assuming green curry paste. I guess you don't need all this. I'm only gonna put 2 tablespoons in here. Use this with coconut cream, which is my can right here. And she said put peas and carrots in it. So I'm basically gonna put my chicken in here, peas and carrots in this mixture. The reason, you don't have to put them in here. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to taste everything and make sure it tastes right. Like, I modify things because I didn't have garlic, so I'm using garlic pepper salt. You know, so I'm tasting it to make sure, okay, do I need to add more? Too salty? What's going on? So put the recipe on the screen for this one. We'll try it. Sounds good. Oh, that's a little spicy. But I feel like it tastes, it's gonna be good. So I probably could have used this in the Indian chicken, I feel like. That's okay. Probably freeze that. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna put my chicken in here, pour it in there with peas and carrots. Easy, it says to serve over rice. Okay, I just read forward. She said it's from the Holy Land, Didi. So this is another recipe. Very good. Next one I'm gonna do is sweet and sour chicken. Did this one before. It's delicious. My cutting board over here, so I have a little bit more room. So this recipe uses carrots and onion in it. You can use dehydrated, whatever you want to do. I do have real onion. I have real onions, so I'm gonna cut that up, and the carrot, saute it real quick on the stove, just so it's, you know, stays a little bit bright and colorful. The next one I'm gonna do is called Spanish style chicken. Now, I did have chicken chunks to go on this one, but I used them all up in the last one, so that's okay. We'll have enough shredded chicken. So I'm just gonna chop up, use hot Italian sausage. We don't like that, so I'm gonna use my kielbasa and just chop that up, and then I'll put the recipe on the screen, mix it all up. It says broken spaghetti. I have that pasta, is it Fido noodles? Where they are basically broken spaghetti noodles. They're long, thin spaghetti. So I will put all this in the bag. When I go to make it, I will add in 12 ounces of that, which is, measure that out in your measuring cup, and then add enough water to it to just cover the noodles, and then just simmer, and then it'll absorb because the noodles are really, really tiny. So that's gonna work. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, I realized the recipe I was looking at was for a much smaller one, so this I had to add some more tomato sauce, which I had to get out of the freezer. So this is good. Like I said, just add the little broken spaghetti, or get the real, I think it's called Fido pasta. I just don't know. The bag is like a no-name brand. It doesn't, I get it from the restaurant supply store, but it looks like Mrs. Grass soup noodles. That's what you add. So I've been wanting to make this for a long time. You can serve it with Parmesan cheese. All right, we're getting going. Let me keep moving on. The next recipe is gonna be my it's my Asian lettuce wraps. We've been making these for a long time. I don't even know my blog here, what the date is, but it's a long time ago. So I have to shred some carrots. I have shredded cabbage. I had adding hoisin sauce, but I skipped that because I don't have that. So it's gonna be delicious. Gotta chop up some chestnuts, a little bit of onion. We're gonna do it all on the stove. The chicken's already cooked, and then add our liquid, and then you just put on wraps. Really easy. Okay, I do not like shredding. I have a food processor. I should probably pull that out, but I'm going to shred this. My arm feels like it's gonna fall off. It's good. I'm gonna do about half that carrot. That's a lot of work. Get out your food processor. It takes seconds, that's it. Let me get my, I think I'm just gonna saute all this, right? Yes, I gotta chop up my water chestnut real quick and onions. Let me get all that. Normally when I do freezer meals, I prep all my veggies beforehand. I did not do that this time. Don't mind all the mess behind me. I just am cutting as I go. So we're gonna saute just the onions. The chestnuts don't really need to be sauteed, but just for a second, along with the carrots, and then add the cabbage so it can kind of wilt, and then I'll add the chicken, mix it up, and add the sauce and put in bags. Really easy. I'm gonna let that veggie mixture cook a little bit more, just because if you put the cabbage in the freezer like that, it's gonna get wilted and taste weird. So kind of saute it till it's a little bit softer. I've already added this is the chicken breast all ground up in here. I'm gonna put the recipe on the screen for the liquid that I'm gonna make. Probably have to quadruple, double, you know, all that good stuff to add it in here. And then just put it on top, put it in bags, and serve it on lettuce leaves. Really easy. Okay, the amount that I added to this, I needed to add a little bit more liquid. You want liquid in this because that just makes really good on the lettuce leaf. Now, these are like if you go to P.F. Chang's and have theirs, that's what this reminds me of. I took some out because I do have lettuce leaves. I'm gonna be eating this today. Perfect. Next one is gonna be a Cool Ranch chicken. Where's my recipes? This is simple. This I was supposed to save chicken breast for, and I totally did not. So, you can take a cut, like 2, 3, no, what do you take? 3 chicken breasts, it's ranch powder and taco seasoning, that's it. Put a little oil in your pressure cooker or your slow cooker and let it cook slow until it falls apart. Obviously, I didn't save that for that recipe, so I'm gonna use my shredded chicken. All I have to do is heat this up and serve it on a tortilla, really easy. The next one I'm gonna mix up is garlic honey chicken. This I did save the chicken breast for. So you can use shredded, you can use whatever, even with the last one, but I did leave 3. So I'm just gonna mix up. I don't have garlic, so I'm using that garlic pepper. I know it's not the same, but it works. And it's just honey and soy sauce, just mixed together, pour it on top. Put it in your pressure cooker until it all falls apart, and you can shred it like the higher setting or on your slow cooker on low. And then you can serve it over rice, pasta, whatever you wanna have. So the next 3 recipes, I need a cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soup. So could buy canned stuff, but I'm gonna make my own because I have a lot of mushrooms. So chop up your things if you want. My kids don't like anything with chunks of mushrooms, so I'm going to puree them in my food processor so they're real thin. Saute them with butter, you put your flour on it, and add your milk and just whisk it. It's really simple to make and tastes so much better than canned soup. If your mushrooms are still not real tiny, add a little bit of liquid to it and it will puree it like real fine into a paste. It smells like dirt. That's what mushrooms smell like when you have them all pureed. So put these in a pan here, cook them on your stove for like with a stick of butter till it's all sauteed. So here's the cream mushroom soup. I made it a lot thicker because I want it more like the canned soup for the recipes. So now I'm gonna do cream of chicken, basically an onion, and put a little bit of chicken in here, do the same thing with the butter and the flour, salt and pepper. I didn't add chicken, I was supposed to add chicken broth to that. I just added chicken bouillon on top. I was like, why does this taste weird? So make sure you add some chicken broth to it too. You can use heavy whipping cream. I just used the milk because that's all I had. So puree this up with a little bit of chicken. So I've got my cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soup done. Delicious. This tastes so good. Greg liked the cream mushroom so much, he said, make me some more, please. So I've got another batch going there for him, and then I can freeze it. It's really good. The next thing I'm gonna do is chicken pot pie. So I'm gonna do mine a little bit different because I feel like it doesn't get eaten, but we're hoping it's going to. So I'm gonna take these pans. I'm gonna put all the liquid and stuff on the bottom with my chicken, my mixed vegetables, and cream of chicken soup and diced potatoes. And then I'm gonna put pie crust on top of it so I can bake it that way. So I'm gonna put the recipe on the screen. Easy. Okay, I wasn't sure how much cream of chicken soup. I think I'm gonna need some more from my other recipes, but I might get away with the mushroom, we'll see. But that's it. I'm gonna put these in here like this. This will cook. I'll put pie crust on top, easy. So I put a piece of parchment paper, wax paper on top so it didn't stick to it. But I've got 2 of these. I'm gonna save one and put it in the refrigerator. Seems like I smell chicken, Mom. You're not giving me any. So I'm gonna bake that this weekend because I think that's gonna be a good thing. So I'm putting these in the freezer. We're moving on. I got a few more to do. The next one I'm gonna do is Chickenetti. This is really good. I've been making this forever. I'm gonna chop up onions, celery, and pepper, saute a little bit because it's better, it makes those flavors better, and then mix it all together. Not with the spaghetti, with the liquid and the chicken, and then when I serve it, it will be with the spaghetti. Do you have to do that? No, you don't. I have done these so many times where I've just put the mixture raw in there. Whatever you want to do. I'm just, Maxine says, give me some chicken, Mommy. Let me throw a piece of chicken here. There you go. She's like, thank you. And so I have done that before. I'm just doing, as you go do things more, you just learn like what tastes better. Is it bad without it? No, but like you can learn it can be a little bit more flavorful by doing that. You just do what you can do. So this is going to be I'm looking at my list. I'm looking at, everything's getting marked off. So now this is Chickenetti. Gotta look at my recipe here. Where's the recipe? Okay, basically put all the ingredients together here. I'm gonna do 2 of these versions, so I'm gonna get a big bowl up, mix it up, and then we'll put it all in the bag. So let that saute. When that's done, then I'll add it to this. I'll show this in the recipe on the screen. Okay, moving right along. The next thing I do is chicken cordon bleu. This is a casserole. I haven't done this in a long, long time, but I was looking at my blog and I'm like, I need to make this. So use chicken and use ham. So this is the ham. So I'm gonna chop this up real tiny so I can add it to. I'm gonna do that right now. And then just layer everything in a casserole and bake it. It's really, really good. I'm getting down to the end. This is, the next ones I have are some whole chicken I have in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna do something. I still have shredded chicken left because I didn't use as much. So I was actually at someone's house for Bible study this weekend and she made a buffalo chicken dip and it was so good. And she said there's no dairy in it. I'm like, what? So I found that recipe, but I'm gonna have to be a little creative. So I've got my coconut cream. Like usually I think it's cream cheese and hot sauce. But we're gonna have to be a little bit, let me see here. Actually, let me look for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna be a little creative here and I'm not gonna chop up onions because I'm getting lazy. So I'm gonna do minced onions and my garlic. And then basically I'm gonna use, it said you can use yogurt, mine can't do yogurt. So I'm gonna try coconut cream here with the mayo because you need a little bit of Miracle Whip. They can do this and hot sauce. I'm gonna be my own creation. And ranch. Actually, forget the onion. We're just use ranch seasoning. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna mix this up. I'll put mix this all together. Then I'll see how it tastes. I'll let you know. I'll have to make the recipe up and put it on the screen as I make it. Ooh, that's good. All right, so here's the recipe. Ready? I'm gonna make it double. So it's half a can of coconut cream. This is for my own self. And then I add 3 tablespoons of hot sauce, or however much you want, a squirt or a couple tablespoons of Miracle Whip or mayo. Sorry. And then ranch powder. I would do half of a packet. So I'm measuring because I'm doing this again, that's why. And then I have garlic, pepper, and seasoning salt because, you know, that's what I have right now. So that's my salt and pepper and garlic in one. Yes, that tastes really good. And then she baked it in a pan in the oven. You can do it till it's creamy. And then, I'm sneezing, hold on, pepper. And then she put goat cheese on top. I don't think I like goat cheese, but it actually wasn't really bad. This is good. Taste it. Yeah, my kids like spice, so they're gonna like this. All right, happy, dairy-free. Let me add the chicken to this. Should I just put it in a bag? Let me mix up so I can know how much to add. Day's going great. All right, down to my little whole chicken. Now, sometimes, I'm sorry, real fast, let me explain. That small little buffalo chicken, you're gonna see that and go, that's not very much. Well, we might pull it out just as a snack and dipping it in crackers or chips or whatever, having that separate. But the meals, like, it just depends on who's eating them. So they're not huge because not everybody eats dairy, not everybody eats meat because we're doing a plethora of food in this household, but it'll be good enough. So the next thing is my whole little chicken here. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna rinse it off, get the yuck off it, and then I have spices. I have Kinders. This is a prime rib one for beef, but the spices in it are all stuff I would use. So I'm basically gonna rub this on the outside. I'm gonna put it in a bag and do it so I don't have to actually touch it. And then I'll put some lemons in there I've got here that got to get eaten up, and then put it in the bag. That will marinate, and then when I go to cook it, we can put it in the smoker, bake in the oven, whatever you want to do. I was watching my video this week for my Skillshare, and they talked about searing it on the outside, but however you want to do it. It's just easy, it's delicious. These are $5 for a whole young chicken. Everybody gets a little bit of favorite parts that they like. So really easy, so just basically put this in the bag with the spices. I don't have to do it the day of. Okay, so that chicken had body parts in it. The body parts, the giblets and the neck. So I just put those in the microwave in a measuring cup because we don't like that part. Guess what, that's gonna be a great treat for the kitty cats today. So you can just cook it on the stove. I just put it in the microwave because it's easier. So this is all in the bag here. I'm just gonna, that was the neck exploding. Careful on that one. Just add the spices in the bag. Easy enough. Cut my lemons up. It'll be simple. All right, there was a reason Grandma cooked that on the stove, because it explodes in your microwave. Don't do that. I thought maybe if I added more water, it wouldn't explode. No, don't do that. Put it on the stove and boil it. All right, here it is. I couldn't flip my chicken around, so I just poured more seasoning. More is good. This is a great thing. This is gonna be a delicious thing. Put this in the freezer. When I go to bake it, I can bake in the oven, the lemons in there, or I can do it in the smoker, however I want to. All right, we are almost done. I think the last thing I do is just marinate my chicken tenders, and that's it. Let me go get my marinade. Somebody gave me an idea. Let me go get it and show you. Okay, I'm doing so, hold on one second. Doing great. The last one I'm gonna do, one of my viewers told me to do like a, it was a Chick-fil-A hack, I don't know. It was marinating the chicken in pickle juice. Does it do anything? I don't know. You kind of Google it and you kind of wonder if it does or not. But basically pickle juice is vinegar, salt, spices. So that's gonna help it a little bit. So I'm gonna take, I have one package of chicken breast tenders, and I opened up my jar of pickles. I'm gonna pour as much liquid as I can before the kids go, I need pickles. Put that in there, it's gonna marinate, and I'm gonna leave it in there in the freezer. And then when I go to make it, drain off the liquid, obviously, and then you dip it in egg and in panko, and we're gonna put it in the air fryer. I feel like that'll be really, really good. So I'm just gonna put that basically in this bag here, rinse off my tenderloins, it's easy. Okay, I think that's enough. It just needs enough to cover it. Don't worry, for those of you thinking that pickles are gonna be without brine and be awful, don't worry. As soon as the kids see this open today, they're gonna be like, oh, I need a pickle. They like these pickles. I'm actually gonna pour a little bit more. I'm gonna do about half the jar. I had to be careful because I didn't want the pickles to go in there. And like the jar, you know, how you pour it, pours all weird. So I'm gonna pour half of it in here. There we go. I'm feeling better about that. All right, this will get eaten, don't you worry. Those pickles, that's something my kids really like, is pickles. So, all right, look at that, done. Finished. The only other thing I had for today was I bought some chicken sausage, and I was gonna mix it with gnocchi, and there's mushroom and onion and garlic, but I think I'm gonna save that for next week, and it's just gonna be a dinner. So that's the only thing that's not on my list today. That's on my list that I was gonna do, because we have plenty of food. I have that Chinese one. We still have chicken. We did chicken lettuce wraps last night. That's in there. I just cook that chicken pot pie. There's a lot of chicken this weekend, so I'm not going to do any more food because I don't want it to go to waste. Next week, I will put that on my list to make the gnocchi chicken sausage. All right, let's go see how much we have. I just counted up. I did 33 meals, and it is 11 o'clock right now. Now remember, I'm filming, and I have a life. I have a husband that we had coffee. I have children I had to wake up. I had dogs barking I had to feed. Little Maxine take care of. So I'm stopping in between, but 33 chicken dinners is really not bad for this morning. So let me go show you what I have. I'm not gonna show you like the, oh, don't mind the messy kitchen because it's messy in the messy house. I'm not gonna show you how it's gonna look organized. You're gonna have to come back Monday and see that because I'm waiting for everything to freeze and I don't have my big freezer anymore, so I have to freeze it in pieces. So this is where, like, this is all of our food down here, so it's all gonna go here, but I'm trying to get it as flat as possible. So this is what this looks like right now. These are getting there. They're not frozen. This freezer takes a little bit longer to freeze, so I just have to be careful. It'll freeze up today. Tomorrow I'll reorganize. This was the breakfast ones, so that's still looking good with somebody's pizza rolls there, Evan's. And then this one is where I was able to do my bags right here, nice and flat, and I threw the whole chicken down there. So after these are frozen, like, I'll come back and kind of organize these so that they freeze, because if you get them flat, they just stack so much nicer in your freezer. But sometimes when you're in a hurry, you don't get the opportunity, and then you have like a crooked bag. So you do what you can do. So I have this left over. I'm gonna put this in a container for Greg. We got chicken pot pie for dinner. I'm done. I'm done. It's been a great day. 33, what did I say, 33? 33 chicken dinners. So let's go get our Bible and we'll read our scripture for the day. Proverbs 30:29. There are 3 things which are stately in step, even 4 which are stately in their stride. The lion which is mighty among the beasts, and does not turn back before any. The strutting rooster, the male goat also, and the king when his army is with him. If you have foolishly exalted yourself, or if you have plotted evil, put your hand on your mouth. Surely the churning of milk produces butter, and the wringing the nose produces blood. So the churning of anger produces strife. That's our little wisdom for the day. So you guys have a fantastic, I'm talking fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully you got some good ideas on this. And then you guys come back next week. You'll see how everything's organized. And then we're going to keep going. Going to keep making more freezer meals. Going on to beef next week. So have a beautiful day. We'll see you. Bye.